Well, I'm joined by those for whom today, well, is a significant judgment day. Unlike for the rest of us, it's something which touches on their personal grief. I'm joined by Kavita Karkare, the widow of Hemant Karkare. I'm also joined by Shantanu Saikia, again, the widower of Sabina Sehgal Saikia. And I'm also joined by Mr. Unnikrishnan, whose son died that day fighting in the Taj on 26/11. I'd like to thank you all very much for joining me on a day which must be particularly poignant for you. Mrs. Karkare, if I can go across to you, does this actually bring a sense of closure for you today? Do you feel that your husband's soul, do you feel that you have got justice today?
Yeah, definitely. It brings closer to the justice.
What are your thoughts today, ma'am?
Today result is out, but I am not 50% happy because always these 18 months were very painful, and always some question arises in my mind. Why these 10 people enter in our nation? Whose mistake? Who is responsible for that? And who is responsible for my husband missing jacket? And what about that missing file? Still, I did not get the answer.
The court, in fact, said that it still wasn't clear who killed your husband. Is that those unanswered questions, is that still an issue for you now?
Yeah, that is also bothering me because why court is not successful in finding out that whose bullet is responsible for my husband's death.
The unanswered questions there. Let me go across to the other family members. Mr. Unnikrishnan. Mr. Unnikrishnan, I heard you saying earlier, sir, that this is not about vengeance, it's about justice. Tell us your feelings today on the day when Kasab has been given death.
I'm a little bit satisfied that, see, as a judgment, it is a very good judgment. The observation by the learned judge, Mr. Tailiani, is a fantastic one. I listened to that, and he has observed the case from all the angles possible, and he has given a very good verdict. I'm satisfied to that extent.
Why do you think it was so important, sir, that the death sentence be given? We heard, in fact, we heard what the judge said. He said, we don't want another Kandahar. And he said there is no question of Kasab being reformed. What do you think was the most important part of the logic behind this verdict?
See, I have a lot of things to tell about all those things, but see, Sandeep has been talking to me about the Kandahar hijack and the release of the dreaded terrorist Maulana Masood Azhar. And he once told me, definitely, he was here on a holiday, and we were discussing about it, and then it was the day it was happened, when the release was happened, and he told me once that we will have to pay a very high price for that. I very unfortunately, I am realizing that the price we are giving is mostly based on that account. Maybe through so many other channels they are coming to us, and he was the most dreaded India-specific terrorist.
So you're saying, ironical in a way, that you actually discussed that with your son as well. Let me go across to Shantanu Saikia. Shantanu, everyone grieves differently. Your family has also chosen to express its grief differently. And I know that you don't entirely agree with the death penalty in general. In this case, what do you feel?
See, this is very personal. So, you know, my views may be a little controversial, but it comes from within me and my two children who are 13 and 14 years old today. You know, we have at the core, we've forgiven Kasab, you know, and we've forgiven the terrorists. And we've done that because we realize that that's the only way we can survive. We don't want to go through this whole path of anger and bitterness and finger pointing. You know, none of this is going to get Sabina back. And I believe that, you know, I don't want to make terrorists out of my children. You know, hanging Kasab is really going down to his level. What we've done is that he's killed people, and so in turn we kill him. It's as if we need retribution. I'm not neither happy nor unhappy. I'm sure the law has to take its own course, and no one is above the law.
Tuba.com